at the TOPCON booth. I'm with Mark Jones from TOPCON Positioning Systems, and he is going to walk us through the new system that TOPCON has out that they just released here.
Appreciate it, David. So what I wanted to show you guys today, we're here in Las Vegas, and one of the products we just released is our MC Mobile package. So MC Mobile is a new concept that falls within our compact solutions portfolio, but what really is unique about it is instead of a machine control system, we're selling a workflow solution.
Sure.
So being a workflow solution, we've got different phases to what contractors are doing. So with our MC Mobile package, we're allowing an entry-level contractor to get their first piece, and what they're doing is going with a measure, design, build. And what I mean by that is now the contractor can do the layout of their job themselves. Yep. They come out with our layout tool, our layout navigator, and they can set out points within their job to measure out what typically they had to hire a surveyor for.
Yeah, okay.
So sometimes it's so simple, they could say, whoa, I wish I could do that myself. Yeah. Now they can.
Yeah, so that's especially valuable for a smaller contractor that doesn't necessarily have the resources of a large national or even international contractor.
Exactly right. So it could be the financial resources, or it could be the time resources. Sometimes you got to sit and wait for somebody to come out. Wouldn't it be great if I could do it myself? Now you can. So with that tool, they're able to lay out the job.
Yep.
Once the job is laid out, they use our MC Mobile tablet that they were using on the pole.
Yep.
Now they can take it off and create a simple design.
Okay.
So they can do that design themselves. If they wanted to use a third party to design it, they could import it to that tablet.
Sure.
But for very simple stuff, maybe I'm doing a building pad, a driveway, I'm just doing a simple utility. Bring that in and do it on that tablet. And then what's really nice about that, the next part, when I'm done doing the design, I can walk over and slap that into the, I shouldn't say slap, I can put it into the machine. Yeah. It's got a very user-friendly RAM mount. We put in the machine, and now they start working off that tablet, which, in typical machine control applications, you're working off a control box. Now I'm working off the tablet. So as I roll through this, you can hear the tablet, because we use the tablet for the measure, we use the tablet for the design, now we use the tablet within the tractor itself.
So now that's interesting. It's a small step, but it is a step. Now you're bringing the actual tablet into the machine instead of importing data to the control that's already on the machine. So you're saving a step, and it might sound simple, but that's one less thing that an operator can make a mistake on.
Exactly right. So it's one less thing. It's a whole bunch of time compressed too, because there's not all that transfer time or waiting on a third party. There's so many things that it just becomes a workflow as we've described. Yep. So what we're using is some of our TOPCON sensors that we use on our other products. We're using our new MCX MCX component, so it's scalable to go up to our full-size machine control if a contractor wants to grow. If that contractor doesn't, no problem. So it fits very nicely.
It's very scalable for exactly what they need.
Yeah, that's right, and it's future-proof. So what we do is
that's important.
It's very important. So you buy something and you think, man, I hope something doesn't come out next week. Guess what? It's going to.
Yep.
So the way we like to build the products is what we have now works very well. What we have in the future is going to be able to come into what you have, or you can make that decision to stay the path you're on. But we're not going to deadhead you and say you have to do this, you have to do that. I can't predict all the future. There's going to be technology that I'm not aware of, as you're not aware of, and we wish we all had that crystal ball. But it's been very well received at this show for somebody that doesn't have something to say, all those things I want to do, I can do now.
Yep. Awesome. So why don't we take a look at some of the hardware, and then we'll hop up in the machine.
Perfect. Let's do that. So David, what I'd like to show you here is, as we started talking about the workflow solution, how this would be the layout tool. So we have a simple prism. It's not a simple. This is our prism that's on the pole. We have the pole on here, and then this is the tablet.
Sure.
So this tablet is taking the place of what traditionally we refer to as a data collector.
Okay.
So I can set out, so on this, as you can see right here, we set out a simple drawing, and we set out the corners, and then we brought it in. So ruggedized field tablet running on an Android platform. That's what this is. Okay. Running our TOPCON software. So we'll move to the side. I'd like to walk you through the hardware if you got a moment.
Sure, absolutely.
So as I look at the machine, what we have here, sorry, I'm turning my back in the wrong spot. So if I look at the machine, what I have here, I'm also going to use the LN150 again. So this time, instead of going to the grade rod prism, it's going to go to the machine prism.
Sure.
So at the show here, we've got this set up to show LPS and GNSS. So you're going to see some hardware components that are for one or the other, but because we're in demo mode and we want people to see what this looks like, we have a kind of a botched up system here so that we can see both.
So this is not a realistic setup. This is just a show setup.
It would be a lot more ruggedized in real life, and there's some hardware here that would be on the other or this. So we go back and forth. Anyway, the prism goes on the roof. In real life, we would actually put it on the back left corner.
Okay.
That's best practice, is to put it just behind the cab, as far out from the center of rotation as possible.
Okay.
So let me show you some of the components that go with the system. So really the brains of our operation is our MCX platform. This is an MCX1.
Yep.
We won't really worry about the specific names, but this is our controller.
Yep.
So this controller goes on. In real life, we would install this somewhere that it was out of the danger area. So we just want to put this on and people can visually see it.
Sure.
We would bury this for real applications. Within this machine, we're going to run with 5 sensors. So we have what we call our TOPCON sensor. We put it in there. So first we start with one in here, and that's for the body, because it's very important that, in real life, we're not going to be on a flat pad like we are at the show. So if we have any pitch or roll in our tracks, that's going to come out in the end result. So we put a sensor in there. One of the unique things we're doing at TOPCON is allowing, with these compact machines, to utilize the swing boom. So we put another sensor in here. Again, temporary install for demonstration purposes.
Absolutely.
It will be boxed off in real life. We realize we're working with dirt. We want to keep it that way. What I'm going to do is, let's walk over to the other side of the machine. We like to install our hardware on the left side of the machine. That way it's in the operator's field of view, and he has a good working, danger zone. He can see what's going on, so he doesn't hang anything up. Come over here with me if you would. So now we're going to sensor number 3. So this here is on the boom. On the stick we have a sensor. And then we come down to the dog bone and have a sensor. The reason we put it on the dog bone is when we do the installation calibrations, we ask the contractor to show us all the buckets they have so we can measure those buckets in. So the sensor is here, and then we do some measurements and we can preload the file. So it's very easy to change buckets. You're going to hit some buttons and get on there and tell your excavator you're on a different bucket, but it already knows the math behind it.
So it knows everything for even sawing like this tilt rotator with the grapple.
Yeah, you know what? Great question. I'm glad you asked that. We can add another sensor and put on this NCON. This is an NCON, but tilt rotators are a part of our system. If a contractor wants to utilize those, we can measure those in.
So you wouldn't use the one on the dog bone. You would put another one on the NCOG itself?
It really depends on which version of which it is, but most importantly, the contractor can make it happen. We can put it on.
Absolutely.
There. So what I did want to show you here is these magnets. Again, this is our show temporary. We would actually have a ruggedized conduit going up, box plates over that sensor. This is built for construction. These sensors are made by us. These are ruggedized. They can work underwater. They're cabled in. This is a construction machine, so I don't want you to see what we have here. It's almost like having the sneak peek. I want to see what the hardware looks like, if that makes sense.
You don't want to come here to show somebody something and it's buried underneath the machine.
Exactly. We want to be able to scratch and sniff and get into as much as possible.
Exactly.
So why don't I walk you into the cab, have a look at what we have. So as we talked about the aspects of measure, design, build, I've showed you where the hardware is. That tablet keeps following me in every piece of that. So let's imagine I'm finished designing and now I've hopped into the machine. I'm going to show you what we have here.
So what I like about the tablet is that, like you said, it follows you around. You can put it wherever you want, and not only that, as an owner-operator, you don't have to worry about somebody breaking into the machine and taking your system out. It comes with you.
Exactly right. I mean, that's the flexibility and the take care of my stuff. I take it home, put it in a safe place. The prism comes off the machine very easily. That gets put away. Take care of that stuff. Nothing gets damaged while I'm moving it down the road. Because ideally, I'm looking at this system. There's probably a lot of people that aren't using machine control yet, and this will be their entry-level system.
Sure.
Those jobs maybe not are for months. They could be day jobs. So at the end of the day, what happens? Probably loads that machine with the system onto the trailer and goes home. The control tablet goes in, the prism goes in, put it all in a nice shell, take care of it, onto the next job the next day.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So before we close out this video here, I just want to ask you, what is your favorite feature of the TOPCON system, specifically the MC Mobile system?
MC Mobile, there's so many features within. I think my favorite thing about MC Mobile is the fact that it's a workflow. It's tailored to somebody just getting into this space. The ability to be able to measure, design, build, the flexibility. It's just, I don't know if I have a favorite feature. I just like the whole option to do whatever you need to do or have somebody do it. It's got that flexibility. So if you're working on big jobs, you can have the file brought in. If you're doing it yourself, you can do it. So I think it really is a very inviting spot to get into technology, and it has the ability to grow forward. So if you want to scale it up, our MCX platform allows that.
Sure. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time today.
It's great to meet you, David. Appreciate you coming to talk to us.
Thank you.